All right, if you downloaded notes, these were notes that oh, where did I go? That's an untitled one. That's where I want to be. All right, so this is what we're going to do today. We're going to reflect figures over oblique lines. Oblique means slanted. Okay, that means slanted. When we have oblique lines now, it's going to be something like y equals 2x plus 3. So I need you to copy these notes. You're going to graph the reflection line. You're going to graph the figure. So everybody should have a piece of paper right now. This is a continuation of CC8 notes. You will not find this in the textbook. Next 2 days are my supplement for the EOC objective. So you can write down everything I have up here. I am cutting the 6 weeks on Wednesday. Perpendicular slope is opposite reciprocal. So if you don't know it, write it up above. Opposite reciprocal. We're going to need this for tomorrow also. Then you're going to begin at one point on the figure and you use the perpendicular slope until you land on the reflection line. You have to make a note of how many times you use the slope. Did you go up 3/4 5 times, 2 times, 1 time? So now your pencil point's still on that reflection line where you landed. From that point, you're going to go the same number of slopes on the other side of the reflection line. And again, that's still working with the perpendicular slopes. This is the image point. And that's what 23 introduced us to. And if you want, we can graph those reflection lines to see the perpendicular bisector. Did you get this all copied? Uh-huh. So when you come in tomorrow morning and ask me if you didn't understand, if I don't see these notes, I don't help. And this is the key. All right, so here we go. Let's do it. So what does it say to do first? Told you to graph the what? Reflection line. All right, is it in graph form? Are we in graph form? What does that mean? Is this ready to graph? What is your, it's ready to graph because y by itself. What is the x-intercept? Maybe I should get, all right, let's get this going. Ooh, I brought up 2 of them. All right, my recorder will be Kayla S. You willing? All right, what is my y-intercept? Kayla, you just got a homework pass. That quick, that simple. Looking at this line, what's my y-intercept? 3. So we're going to plot 0, 3, and I need this slope. Because in order to graph this line, I need the slope. What is my slope? Brittany C? Not here. Tommy? And that would be 2 over, right. So we're going to go to the y-axis up 3, and then we're going to rise 2, run 1, rise 2, run 1. This is the reflection line. Now, can I go down 2 as long as I go left 1? 2 negatives make a what? Positive. So I'm now going to graph my reflection line. All right, then what are we supposed to do? Everybody wrote their notes, so someone should be able to tell me what is step 2. Brittany's not here. Carlin's not here. All right, let's go to Tommy. What's step 2? Okay, my figure is a segment. So I have to plot 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay, you're going to label this A, and then I'm going to plot. So this is going to be 2, 4, 6, and then what? 2, 4, 5. And you're going to graph B, or label it B. All right, there's the figure that I am going to reflect over this line. All right, so if that confuses you, don't draw it until later. So now what does it say to do next? This goes to Harper. Okay, stop right there. If the slope is 2 over 1, to reflect, I need the perpendicular slope, which is -1/2. Any questions there? All right, so now we're going to use that -1/2, and we're going to start from A, Devin, and I need to work towards my, that's 1 time, right? Down 1 over 2 is 2, down 1 over 2 is 3, down 1 over 2 is, how many times did I do this? 4. Now, I have to do that in the other direction. If you want, it's up to you, it's going to start to look a little bit crazy. You could draw in this reflection line, but in the meantime, I have to go down 1 over 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. There is A prime. A prime is 2, 4, 6, 8, -1. Now, we need to do the same thing for B. So, Kayla S, using -1/2. I have to go towards my reflection line. Down 1 over 2. That's 1 time. Keep going. Down 1 over 2. Keep going. Okay, that doesn't look good. What if I went up 1 over 2? Okay, so as I'm going down 1 over 2, is this line going to be perpendicular to that line? No. So what if I go up 1 over 2? Will I land on the reflection line? All right, so how many times did we do that? Twice. So from here I have to do the same thing twice. Up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. There is the reflection of B. And what is that ordered pair? -2, how many up did we go? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9.
Guess like do try both.
What you've got to do is if I'm going down here, am I getting more perpendicular or less? Less. If I'm going up over, I'm getting more. So that's the thinking process you have to go through. That was a good question. So this is, if I use this, this is there's the reflection, you see that the black is the perpendicular bisector of the green? That's what it all means to be a reflection. In the meantime, is the segment I just drew a reflection of AB over that line? If I were to fold on the black line, would this fall on this and that fall on that? Okay, let's do it again. First step, graph the line. Second step, graph the figure. Third step, find the perpendicular slope. fourth step is to use that slope towards that reflection line. All right, if you look at this equation, what is wrong with this equation compared to all the other the last equation, Sydney? It's not in slope-intercept form. In other words, it's not ready to graph. So, Sydney, how do I get it ready to graph? So we're going to subtract 2x and then do what? So we're going to have y equals negative 2/3 x. 3 divided by 3 is 1. All right. So my next step is to graph this line. In order to graph it, Hope, what is my y-intercept? 1, and that's going to be 0, 1. What's my slope? Well, it's negative. Yeah, that's a 3. All right. So now we're graphing our reflection line. We are not doing any reflections at this point. So there's the x-axis. Here is the y-axis. I don't know. I want to make sure I have enough room. All right. So we're going to start at 0, 1. And from here, we rise 2, go to the left 3. Or we can go down 2 to the right 3. Down 2 to the right 3. You've got to be able to work with them both ways. Rise 2, left 3. Down 2, right 3. Left 2. From here, we're going to go up 2, left 3. So this is our reflection line. Hopefully that's enough points. All right. So from here, what are we supposed to do? Jennifer? Step 2. Negative 1 up. Okay, there's C. And then D is, that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and up 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. And there is D. All right. So now, we're getting ready to reflect. Before I can reflect, what do I need? Brittany's not here. What do I need, MJ? You said you had it. Step 3, what do we need? Oh, we need a perpendicular slope. What is the perpendicular slope? It is negative 3/2. All right. So now, from this C, we have to either rise 3, run a positive 2, or go down 3 and left 2. And we want to make sure that we're getting perpendicular. So from here, oh goodness. From here, what are we going to do? Let's do C first. Eric? We're using our slope of 3/2.
So would you go up 3, right 2?
Okay, am I moving towards my reflection line? Okay, so I'm not. I'm moving away from it. So instead of going up 3, what could I do? Down 3. But if I go down 3, how do I travel sideways to maintain positive? Left. Great. And notice at 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, am I on the reflection line? Am I there? On the line? Yes. So how many times did I do that slope? Once. So now I have to do one more time in the opposite direction. So continuing. I go down how many?
3.
And over?
2.
There is C prime. If in doubt, you can always draw the segment that connects them, and what should it be? Perpendicular bisector. Does it look perpendicular? Does it look like it's a bisector? Okay, I notice I put my prime way in the wrong place. This is C prime. All right, so now we've got to do the D. All right, yes. All right, what is my perpendicular slope? 3/2. So I've got 2 options. I can rise 3 and run 2, but am I getting closer to my reflection line, or am I going away? Going away. So if I don't rise 3, if I don't rise 3, then I go down 3. But if I go down 3, what direction do I have to do to make sure I stay positive? Left 2. Because negative 3 over negative 2 is the same thing as 3/2. When I went down 1, 2, 3 over 2, did I get on the reflection line? So now how many times did I go down 3 over 2? Once. So I have to go down 3 over 2 once. If I go down 3 over 2 again, then it's not going to be it'll be perpendicular, it won't be a bisector. So, Kayla E., it's your turn. So from here, what am I going to do? 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1. And so I'm not there, so I go down 3 and left 2. Am I there? So what do? Down 3, left 2. Did I make it? So I went down 3 over 2 is 1, down 3 over 2 is 2, down 3 over 2 is 3. So now what do I have to do from here? I have to do the same thing, but how many times? 1, 2, 3 over 2, there's 1, 1, 2, 3 over 2 is 2, 1, 2, 3 over 2. All right, there is D prime. And what is that? 1, 2, 3. So it's negative 3. And we went down 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There is its image, and I did it wrong again. So there is D prime. So if I were to connect my C and my D, my original figure, and I were now to connect my C prime, D prime, would this black line fall on that black line if I were to fold it on that slanted line? Yes. So if I do this, just double check, this is the segment that joins an pre-image, which is D, to its image. Is that the perpendicular bisector? Yes. It is a trapezoid. All right, I'm going to do one more, and then you get to do one. So how do we get this ready? This goes to Bree. Is my line ready to graph? No. How do you get it ready to graph? So I've got 3y plus 6 equals x, then what? Good. 3y equals x minus 6, then what? I need y by itself. So you can have 1/3 x. What's 6 divided by 3? 2. All right. So now this is ready to graph. All right, so what is the y-intercept? What is the slope for this line? Jennifer? Y-intercept is 0, -2, and this slope is 1/3. So we're going to go down 2, and then we're going to go up 1 over 3, up 1 over 1, 2, 3, up 1 over 3, up 1 over 1, 2. I can't draw a straight line unless I do this a lot. All right, so here is my reflection line through these points. Now, after I get my reflection line drawn, what's my next step? Carlin's not here. Bree? Two, 4, 5, 2, 4, 6, 7. There's E, and what else? 8, 10, down 2. All right, there's F. Once I get my figure plotted, what am I going to do from here? Kayla? I need a perpendicular slope, and what is that perpendicular slope? Negative 3 over 1. So from here, what do I need to do? Uh-huh. Okay, this is going to be rise over run. So it's going to be a vertical over horizontal. 1, 2, 3 over 1. And I had to go left because this is negative. Did I fall on my line? So now what do I do from here? 1, 2, 3, one more time. This is my F prime. If in doubt, look at the segment that connects these 2 points. Is that perpendicular? And are these 2 halves congruent? All right, so now with E, what am I going to do to find E? Caitlin? E prime, what do I do from here? Okay, if I go down 3 over 1, am I getting closer to the reflection line or away from it? So if I go up 3, which way do I go to keep it negative? Left. There's 1 time. And then what? And how many times did I have to do that to fall on the reflection line? Twice. So from here, we're going to do it twice. 1, 2, 3 over 1. 1, 2, 3 over 1. There is your E prime. Breathe. The black line is from this equation right here. That's the first thing you've got to do. And you were the one that told me how to solve for y. And then I think Jennifer told us that our y-intercept was this and our slope was that, so that's how we graphed it initially. From 0, negative 2, I went up 1 over 3, up 1 over 3. So here's my EF segment. That was my original figure. Here is my new figure. If I were to fold on that line, would this fall on top of that? So here's another application of our perpendicular. My clock is fast. We have at least 3 or 4 minutes left. All right. So it's your turn. See what you can do with this. I would like, at this point, since we're short on time, let's just reflect this one. But you got to get your line ready.